I started late. I haven't even taken my. All right, there we go. That's off. This is coming on. Oy. Oof. Oof. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm here. I'm going to do coffee and underwear. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. This feels like. Is that better? Do we want light or do we want darkness? I don't know. Let's look at these. They're fun. I got these a while ago from David's friend. He's an artist. I believe his name is Lurk. And these are, it's purple. And these skulls. And these wizards. And I'm not quite sure what else. This guy, he has got a little thing on his head. And horns. He's got horns. So, and then there's trees, floating trees and swords. And that's pretty much it. So I'm sure it has something to do with the universe, which is great, which we're all for. I love the universe. I'm nutty about that thing. Can't get enough universe. Let's send some vibrations out. What is on my face? Jesus. Let's send some vibrations out into the universe today. If you have not already, stop whatever the fuck you're doing and go watch the latest AEW with the Zukar. Rocky Romero, the sweetest and yet most devious man in AEW. He holds a lot of power. So for my sake, go watch it, go like it, go comment, go share. You learn things about him you've never learned before. It's very interesting. You learn a lot about, I would say you would learn a lot about the business of wrestling in general. He seems very business-minded. Politics, getting people to work together, making things happen, all that kind of thing. He's very... I don't want to say passive aggressive. There's no aggressive. He's very, very smooth. And he seems to figure all these things out. Anytime he asks him to do stuff, he's like, no problem. Meanwhile, I huff. Even before you say, even if you go, RJ, I huff. So go watch it. Go support that man. Go tell him that you love him. Because that's what it's about in the universe. RJ Suburb says, hello, RJ. I was listening to Martin Short and Ted Dance's podcast. And they both expressed similar appreciation for the villain in Three Amigos, the great Alfonso Arau, who played El Guapo in Three Amigos. Great minds, I suppose. Have a great week. God bless you. He's fantastic. And he had quite a career before that in old Spanish films and things of that nature. And his sidekick, Jefe, it's funny that they named the sidekick the boss, was one of the early landlords on Seinfeld. Red Dog said, good morning, RJ, and to everyone. Amanda said, good morning, sir. Hello, friends. I'll be popping in and out today, making one last trip to the SummerSlam Superstore before it leaves today. Us Clevelanders really love our Cleveland merch. Anything brown. Prisma said, good morning to RJ and to citizens. I hope you're doing well. Mia said, good morning. Mike said, good morning. Sean said good morning. Miscellaneous said good morning. Squirrel Squad said good morning, everyone. Purple skulls sound spooky. Well, as you've seen, they are. James said, hope you're having a great Sunday so far. Vanessa said, good day, friends. This week, we're linguistically traveling southeast of Japan. So get your globes ready. As such, we're wishing a happy Sunday to all those continuing to watch RJ in his Kakahu Oroto. And sometimes there is kakahu in there, but I leave it there because it's warming. And that's from Maori, which is not a word I've heard before in my life. James said good morning. Nick said good morning. Sociaire said good morning. RJ. Nick, Nails, Shaunica, Chronic Snake said Rocky seemed to be wearing a Whoop. Thoughts on fitness trackers? I don't know. I don't use them. I don't think there's that much to glean. Oh, I lost this many calories. Like, it always seems to be an estimation. I don't really, trust it. I don't think they're helpful for me. Wear whatever fucking watch you want. What do you want from me? Walter said, hey, RJ, I watched AEW. Great guest. Thank you. Nick said, did you get to keep the eye patch? No, it was snatched from me when we were finished. And I had glitter on my head from it for the rest of the day. So I had to deal with that. Leo said, sex with me is like improv comedy. It's a joke, but it isn't particularly funny. Leo's taking them all out today. Human Adventure said, currently in St. Augustine. Have not seen the Hey W this morning, but rest assured I'll get to it. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy St. Augustine, the patron saint of lounging. Leo said, does your mattress cover everything? What? Does your mattress cover everything? Wiping off, ping off are the edges? Look, Leo just had a stroke. Somebody needs to help him. Miscellaneous said, speaking of El Guapo, Rocky Romero said plethora during Hey. Yes, he did. And I went like this. Mia said, I got detached yesterday from seeing Deadpool and Wolverine. Then going to the grocery store because in Florida, we're getting a cyclone here. There's a storm up brewing. Things are happening, right? Weren't they like tropical storm warning? It may happen, may not, but we're warning you to be ready. Cody said, hey, RJ. Nick said, Matinayhem or Matinmania should definitely become a thing. A show in the afternoon, 12:30, goes until 2 would be perfect. Nails has a request because she's been a member for 51 months. What a legacy. 60-second scene of me pitching Matinayhem to Tony Khan, and when it doesn't go well, you try convincing him sneaky star. Yeah, I did have an idea. I've been working on it for well over a year now, but officially 3 to 4 months. Really hard, really focusing on it. You ready? Okay. Matinayhem. Well, it would be a show. It would be a wrestling show, how you often do, but in the afternoon. So let's say a Sunday, for example, it's 12:30. The show would start then and end around 2:30. There would be daylight and iced tea, fruit, pleasant colors, maybe like a pastel. I think we've done the red and yellow enough. Maybe there's a pastel theme there. Good light music. Bum 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 ba dum bum ba bum ba da 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 da. No, it would be a lot like a normal show, just earlier. Because the other shows, I'm going to be honest with you, they're a little late. Rampage, 10 p.m. I go to bed at 7:30. So, we're all going to age. The demo is important, but then the demo ages. They start falling asleep earlier. When every person is always up? 12:30 on a Sunday. I can get you one of Rocky's eye patches, too. And scene. That was great. Leo said, at what age does that kid from that video dressed as Hulk Hogan who's been forced to be obsessed by his parents grow up and become embarrassed by the whole thing? There's no such age because he lives in Florida. Lisa said, I'm awake for one of these. James said, better get Jason Mayhem Miller for the Matinayhem show as a host. RJ said, popping in and out today, also watching the gold medal tennis match. Well, fucking excuse me. Mike said, today's 3 years since beautiful Bobby Eaton passed. Did you ever meet him? Barely. I think it was a hello. Very big fan of his work, and also the color scheme of his tights. The whole Midnight Express there always had really good palette. Sean has been a member for 47 months. Not as good as 51, but I mean almost 4 goddamn years. We need a new cult exclusive shirt. My last one is fading. Oh God, I'll look into it. James said it's 12:30. You know what that means. My point exactly. Squirrel Squad said, I think earlier in the day wrestling would greatly improve society. You would have this happening. Mia said, happy cultivar nails. Nails said, the other shows are a little late. Nails said, I should have shimmied. That would have sold it. Not for free. Human Information said, Matt Nahum on a Sunday could be wrestling on biblical proportions. Could you imagine someone putting up a Jesus-like character in the Razor's Egg? Speaking of, kind of a Matt Nahum, we are we're like, what, 22, 23 days away from All In, which I believe starts at 12 Eastern on the Sunday. I don't know what time it is, British time. I forgot how that. Once a year, I have to deal with this shit now. You know what was great? The last time I was in and out so quickly that jet lag did not have a chance to affect me. But now, since we have the Wales show, I'm gonna be delirious by the time All In starts. Kevin Featherstone, the great Kevin Featherstone, says, I think afternoon shows are a great idea. Get your buddy Shivani to pitch it for you. It's the afternoon. That's something he could do, you know? And that's him at his best. 12:30, 1 o'clock. He's firing on all cylinders. Leo said, do you think he will be 35 and childless? We're still talking about the Hulk Hogan kid. But turning up to school meetings, doing impressions of Hulk Hogan, spewing anti-LGBT rhetoric. I notice you left off the cue, Leo. Sure, absolutely. And he'll be well welcomed in Florida. Vanessa said, I think you have top comments on. Oh, I do. Well done, Vanessa. Very smart. Did I miss a bunch of people's comments? I don't know if I missed a bunch of comments. Here we go. Let me figure it out. Have you ever put ice up your ass? Not to my knowledge. No. But it's probably good for you. It's probably a good test of will and perseverance. James said, on the subject of shirts, I'm looking for the Godspeed and God Bless shirts. Those would be nice ones today. Mia said, I need you guys to do Saturday pay-per-views now since my schedule has changed. Being up at midnight doesn't work for me now. Well, do you think I'm in charge of anything? Max Andy said, All In's listed as 12 p.m. Eastern start. Is that pre-show stuff or the main show? I believe that would be the main show. They would list all pre-show 0-hour business specifically separately from that. So I guess it would at least 0-hour would be 90 minutes before it. I'm going to look up the time. So it's now 2:42 p.m. In London. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's only 5 hours later? Gee, so 12 means the show starts at 5 their time. That's very reasonable. See what I mean? The earlier shows, my whole life gets better. But who knows what the deal is with 0-hour and how to watch and when to watch. I'm going to text Renee later saying we should figure that out and tell people when to watch. Because I think that's important. We like people to watch. Red Dog said, Leo, put down the glasses of CBD and have some coffee, maybe a Snickers. Gina said, I'm sad they announced the Box Park event so long after the event tickets. My flights were already booked and not changeable. I'm sure you will be as awesome as last year. So the day before, we're at Box Park, which is across the street from Wembley Stadium. Doing what? I don't fucking know. Last year, I interviewed Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett, and Satnam threw a video game into the crowd and hit somebody in the back. Anything can happen. James says, Shivani said, it's the afternoon, bitch. RJ Suburb said, that's brisk, baby. Still available for copyright. Nomic said, sorry, I was late. One of the feral cats came inside and is off exploring, so I have to stand ready by the door to let him out. That's incredibly kind of you. Leo said, what's she going to do when Hulk Hogan's anti-wokamania runs wild on you? It's a mind virus, Leo. As opposed to any other virus. What a weird mind virus. Just say a virus. You could get viruses in your brain, can you not? And mind. Mind is a very vague term. Mike said, football season is in September, so the pay-per-views will be on Saturdays after All In. Yes, that's my understanding too. Because of football season, pay-per-views like, I guess, Wrestle Dream and Full Gear and what have you. I guess until February. I don't know how fucking football works. Human Adventure said, would you like us to pick your brain? Would you be so kind to walk us through your mindset on your very first wrestling match? Were you a bit nervous, or did it seem easy because you've acted before? Well, acting is not easy, and wrestling is acting, but way worse. So I would say I was more nervous. I was so nervous that you're not able to really think. You just go, let me not fuck up out there. And then only later on, maybe years later, did I really relax. After a string of failures, you start to relax. And you go, oh, I can think, I can breathe, I can make different choices other than what I intended to do. And then it becomes, I think, a lot more fun and a lot more exploratory. It's like, learning how to write. You learn structure, you learn form, you learn words and sentences and all that stuff. And then at some point you learn all the tools, and then they go, okay, what do you want to write? And then you think and you go, wow, I can make something on my own, right? Christine with a citrus tribute just wanted to say I posted from Rome. What a dick Christine is. Have a great day, everyone. Christine, of course, has been posting my micro brawler all over Italy. St. Peter's Basilica, the Colosseum, David in front of David, and Christine took my recommendation in the David's sort of like a museum. He's not just by himself. It's a bunch of shit there. And I told her to go to that room where there's all broken statues of people that have been like disgraced. Sometimes they cut off their nose. Like, I don't know, if you stole money or something and there's a bust of you, they would cut off your nose, they throw it on the ground. And it's the best room. Fuck David. That's the room. Nomic said, Bobby Eaton rushed past me. Oh, no, you're talking about the cat. He rushed past me and went to play with the catnip banana. But now Raccoon is outside trying to get the other kitten. That's the problem with one animal, is that it always leads to more animals. Leo said, if Hulk Hogan broke out now, he would be one of those annoying carnivore influencers filming himself in supermarkets, ranting about cereal and bread. And we'd love him. Miscellaneous said, it's quite safe to say we won't be getting a live chat on the day of All In unless you want to do the start of 0 Hour in your underwear. Would that be? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Huh. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm going to have to pre-film it, and then I'll have to schedule it and make sure it comes out the right time for everybody here. RJ Suburb said, have you decided whether or not to visit Dublin when you were nearby in London? I'm pretty sure you guaranteed that. I guaranteed that a couple months ago? I did not fucking guarantee that at all. We're going to Wales, which is good enough for me. I would love to go to Scotland. I need to go, but I think I need to go on my own time. Nick said All In was 6 to 10 last year. 0 Hour was 4:30 to 6 p.m. And honestly, at this rate, wasn't it 2? No. I think 0 Hour was 2 hours, right? Look, I'm going to make some calls and get some videos together, and we will tell you exactly when the show is. Leo said, I thought about going to that box park thing at Wembley, but the description of it sounded terrible. Well, I will say, at the very least, at some juncture, they will give me a microphone and let me do whatever I feel like, which I think is great. Last year, the acclaimed Wrapped. Nigel McGuinness did his magic And again, Satnam Singh hurt someone with a video game. Nomek said, I got a toe virus once. Nail said, someone said you had top comments on, and I guess you didn't see it because you have top comments on. Well, there you go. Rob said, did Christine find Italy before Stanley Tucci? You see how easy it is to find Italy? Oh, God, where is it? Rome? Has anyone seen Rome? Tuscany, where are you? Squeeze a few more seasons out of that. Mia said, why are we talking about Hulk Hogan? It's fun for me. Kevin said, brainworms like Kennedy. Talk about a mind virus. That fucking guy had a literal mind virus. Neil said, did you get the Nana coffee yet? No. The shipping is egregious, and he still hasn't given me a bag when I see him, but soon. I'm searching. I think I found Italy, said Christine. Good for you. Vanessa said, speaking of first wrestling matches, what was your first set of gear like? I think like my first matches in training, I was wearing shorts and shit, so that might not count. My first real set of gear of like, hey, let's make this with a person who made gear was all white tights, long tights. And on the back, I originally wanted to airbrush, and they were like, airbrush lasts basically one show. Once you wash it, it's done. So the woman put a subway. I still have them somewhere. It was a subway train going through the city, and I believe on the train in graffiti it had RJ City on it, which now I understand was far too detailed for the space I had on my ass. Not all of us are blessed with. You can't put a mural on certain asses. Not that I have a small ass. It was just a lot. I was asking for a lot. And then I had black knee pads. I had black boots. I had black elbow pads. And I had white wrist tape. And that's how I always wanted it. And I enjoyed them. I think I really enjoyed them. I have them somewhere. They're in a box somewhere. Chronic said, Italy looks like a boot. Does it smell like feet? Chronic's on fire here. Leo said, when Robert Downey Jr. took off that Dr. Doom mask, I thought it was David Arquette. And thankfully for everyone, it's not. Mia said, speaking of David, he needs to join us. I spoke to him this morning. We sent each other videos. Human Adventure said, oh, my dad was in town, so we watched the Beverly Hills Cop movie, and I forgot how much Bronson Pinchot was in those movies. Then I showed him Bronson now, and he's pretty ripped. Jack to the fucking gills. That's the second thing I'm going to text TK. How about we bring Bronson Pinchot to Dynamite? You know, I avoid wrestling as much as possible, but I would lace him up for 5 minutes with Bronson Pinchot. Absolutely. AKA Baldy's been a member for 26 months and just said mauve beret. And apparently Arn popped up last night. Sweet fella. Leo said, I cannot get the image of that Hulk Hogan kid grown up as a tragic Floridian adult still doing Hulk Hogan impressions, changing his legal name to Little Hulkster. I'll tell you, the majority of men in Florida do Hulk Hogan impressions, just in everyday life. Nell said, well, he didn't care about that, did he? I don't know what we're talking about. Josh said, speaking of Bronson Pinchot, I watched Risky Business this week, and he's great in it. Always weirds me out when he doesn't have a comical accent. You know, he's had quite a bizarre career. I remember him in the Surreal Life, which I desperately want to go back and watch. All those 90s like quasi-reality shows. Do you remember? Does anyone remember Life with Busey? That to me was like the first reality show that I ever saw. Leo said, I mean, magic? Magic is rarely fun. Well, that's true. But I got to watch. You get to watch me watch it. Human Adventure said, speaking of David Arquette, we've been playing The Quarry lately. Besides David, have you worked with any of those people in the game at some point in your career? Maybe one. I think the guy who narrated it, I think I maybe did something with him. I have to go look at the credits list. Let me answer this question for you now. Where's the cast? They don't have a cast list? Yes. Lance Henriksen is the only other person I've done stuff with. Lance Henriksen did the narration for Monster Brawl. Isn't that nice? Nasty Leroy, aka that fucking man indeed, said sup to you, Leroy. How you doing today? Doing great. Now that you're here, everyone go support Nasty Leroy. There's so many Leroys in this world, and they're all middling. They're all just okay. If you want your Leroys to be as nasty as possible, Nasty Leroy is your man. Mia said, did SM say she wouldn't join us today? I can't remember. RJ Suburb said that would be a fitting endorsement for the Welsh Tourism Board to consider Wales. That's good enough for me. Leo said you should wear those tights that Rick Rude had with the 90s actresses saying how sexy he was, and don't change any of the actresses. So Rick Rude was on an episode of Vicki Lawrence, her daytime talk show called Vicky with an exclamation mark. And he had Vicky tights the same way that he had Regis and Kathy Lee tights. I have to know what happened to those. There's no way he wrestled them. Leo said, if someone did have tights with actresses saying how hot he was on them, which modern actresses would they be? Margot Robbie, Sydney Sweeney, Judi Dench? They don't make them anymore like that. The business has changed. It's too niche now. Neil said, ignore my messages then, SM. Oh, SM's here. She's lurking. Okay. We started a search party. Miss Haley said, did you not like the Surreal Life season with Alexis Arquette, Maven, Florence Henderson, and Sherman Hemsley? Let me look at the Surreal Life now. Because I loved it when it came out. I'm going to look up all the cast. Okay. First season, Gabrielle Carteris, MC Hammer, Corey Feldman, Emmanuel Lewis, Jerry Manthe. No idea who that is. Vince Neil and Brandy Roderick. Also don't know who that is. Season 2. Tracy Bingham, Trishelle Canatella, Eric Estrada, Tammy Faye, Ron Jeremy, and Vanilla Ice. That one I remember. Unfortunately. Season 3. Charo, Dave Coulier, Flavor Flav, Jordan Knight, Brigitte Nielsen, and Ryan Starr. And that's a good one. Is it this one? No, it's after this one. Okay. So this one is season 4 is Debrat, Adrian Curry, Christopher Knight, China, Marcus Scheckenberg, Vern Troyer, and Jane Wielden. Season 5. This is my favorite one. Caprice Bure, Jose Canseco, Peppa from Salt and Peppa, Janice Dickinson, Carrie Hart, Omarosa, and Bronson Pinchot. That's what I'm talking about. Season 6. Alexis Arquette, Cece DeVille, Steve Harwell, this is the guy from Smash Mouth, Sherman Hemsley, Maven, Tawny Katane, Andrea Lowell, and Florence Henderson was the house therapist. And then they rebooted in 2021, which has been discussed on Hey, because it starred August Alsina, CJ Perry, Dennis Rodman, Frankie Muniz, Kim Coles, Manny, Stormy Daniels, and Tamar Braxton. And September 2023, the most recent season 8 will have Macy Gray, Chet Hanks, Allie Brooke, O.T. Genasis, Kim Zolciak, Jose Canseco, Johnny Wire, and Tyler Posey. Can't beat that Bronson season. That's a good season. Neil said, Culties care about each other. You've made a lovely little community despite your cranky effort. I didn't do anything. Leo said, Shaney W. Hey, EW with Shane McMahon. I can't wait for that one. I can. Human Adventure said, I thought it was bad Leroy Brown, not nasty Leroy. He's the baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than Nat King Cole. Meaner than the Junkyard Dog. Don't think you quite have the lyrics correct. Josh said, I love Brigitte Nielsen in the movie Cobra. She has a great photo shoot montage in that with a bunch of weird robots. Leo said, do you think Tony Khan looks like Howard Stern a bit? No, I don't. What if you ever had long hair? Neil said, please say Peppa from Salt and Peppa. Again, it's weird to read it and say it. Maureen said, has anyone heard anything about Dalton? Nope. SM said, had a good week at work. My new boss is making some good moves. I snitched on a coworker who used to get away with murder. Well, you should call the police. With the last boss, and things are changing for the better. Josh said, Salt and Peppa. Oh, fuck you guys. I'm just trying to read. Leo said, you will love London. We have KFC and Prime for £10. Neil said, Maureen, we haven't heard. It's a torn bicep. Oh, we're talking about Dalton. But apart from that, I haven't heard anything else. We don't need to talk about Dalton. Is he still painting? The Wrestler said, finally got my power back after it was out last night and this morning. And thank you for wasting it on me. SM said, I'm not scared. Most of my coworkers are boomers. Neil said, hello, 911. This bitch doesn't do shit at work. That's a good sketch. Mia said, Prime is nasty. I thought originally Leo was talking about Amazon Prime. And now I understand that he's not. Miss Andy said, a minor correction from Hey, it was Tony Curtis, not Tony Randall. But you knew that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should print a retraction. That was bad of me. I apologize. I want to teach these kids how to play baseball. Vanessa said, are we having RJ say things he says weirdly? Say bird. Bird. Bird is the word. Neil said, Darren hasn't streamed since his injury. And by Darren, she means Dalton. We're all pulling for you, Darren. Ladies and gentlemen, Peacock Face himself, Mr. Darren Castle. Harley Cameron said, I'm trying to send a request, but it's not working. It's really good, too. This is a travesty. Maybe someone reported you for being a fucking freak and you got locked out. You ever thought about that? Mike said, I just read a story about Tony Scott and how he had an affair with Brigitte Nielsen while filming Beverly Hills Cop 2. Oh, my. What would Bronson Pinchot do then? Red Dog said, I remember DeBrat calling that woman from the Bengals or the Go-Go's a has-been. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. DeBrat was doing anything at that point. Well, you're rolling the Surreal Life. Leo said, when the triggered AW marks are angry at you on Twitter and I'm here drinking my WWE Edition Prime, typical online wrestling thing. You're really sticking it to them today, Leo. Music, morning, Harley. Harley said, this is it. Human Adventure said, Tony Randall did a voice in 1980's My Little Pony, along with Danny DeVito and Clovis Leachman. I'm a little pony. You know who the best voice cast ever. There is a unofficial Pinocchio sequel, Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. Pinocchio, of course, is public domain, so people can make whatever fucking Pinocchio they want. So what these guys did was try to trick you into thinking it was a sequel, but it wasn't. It was Filmation, not Disney. But listen to this fucking cast. Scott Grimes played Pinocchio. Scott Grimes, what has he done? He was on ER, Party of Five. James Earl Jones as the Emperor of the Night. Don Knotts as G. Willikers, the anthropomorphic globe bug. Tom Bosley as Geppetto. Ricky Lee Jones as the Good Fairy. Ed Asner as Sylvester J. Scalawag, an anthropomorphic raccoon and trickster. Frank Welker, I mean, one of the greatest voice actors in history. Linda Gary as Beatrice, an anthropomorphic bumblebee. and the great Jonathan Harris as Lieutenant Grumblebee, an anthropomorphic male bumblebee, and William Wyndon as Puppetino, an evil puppet master. That is a fucking voice cast. There's another one that had Milton Berle, and I want to see if I can. I'm gonna have to go through his credits to see if I can find what he lent his voice to. I'm gonna need the whole filmography. Where can I find it? Keenan and Kel, sister, The Nanny, Matlock, Shakes the Clown. No. Oh my God, he did a bunch of bad. Broadway Danny Rose, Cracking Up, The Fall Guy. Let's make it Wonton, The Dog Who Saved Hollywood. Journey Back to Oz. This is the other one. Hold on, let me read some more comments, then we'll go back to this. Harley's request. Guys, my requests aren't working. I need someone to advocate for me right now and make this vision come to life. This is Harley's request that nobody wants. Do your best impersonation of me impersonating you. It's so good that at the end you get extremely excited and squeeze your nipples. This is just derogatory and mean, and I want no part of it. Josh said, 2 years. Thanks for the fun times. You should watch all the openings for all the shows with vehicles in the 80s. Oh, you mean like cars, automobiles, Airwolf, Knight Rider, Street Hawk. There were others. Nell said, RJ, did you sabotage Harley? No, I think the universe did. See, you send things into the universe. Mia said, did you block Harley for making requests? No, I didn't, and that's why it's such a shame. Josh said, thanks, everyone. Here is so red, and I'm glad to spend my Sundays here. Leo said, don't make your entire personality liking wrestling. If your Spotify Wrapped and top 5 artists are all wrestling related, then please consider your life's decisions and seek psychiatric help, is what you meant to say. Sean said, great wiki quote. Janet Maslin of the New York Times called it Saturday morning animation at its best and also compared it unfavorably with Disney's version. Leo said, is it true that Harley is dating Dennis Quaid? 100%. Prisma said, why keep your long hair if you usually wear it up? Not that I'm advocating for you to cut it. I don't fucking know. I do a lot of shit that doesn't make sense. Human Nature said here, anthropomorphic male bumblebee, and it reminded of the 80s TV show The Wuzzles. Mike said, are you a fan of the movie Serial Mom? Recently got the drawing of Don Knotts that's in the movie. I can't believe it. Don Knotts. Harley just wrote, and then she wrote, come on, guys, this is breaking my heart. I need my request. I need to see my request come to life. Fuck that. Let's go back. Let's read the voice cast for Journey Back to Oz. Oh, my God. Well, this is great and for the best. Listen to this fucking paragraph. I didn't even realize. So this is an animated sequel to The Wizard of Oz. Is this also Filmation? Yeah, of course it is. Was not a hit in theaters, did well on television, premiering on ABC. The first version featured Bill Cosby. Filmation only contracted Cosby for 2 airings. So when the film aired in syndication later, the company reshot the live segments with Milton Berle. The Cosby-hosted version would eventually air in syndication. Uncle Milty won in the end. Let's read the cast. This is unbelievable. Dorothy is played by Liza Minnelli. So Judy Garland's daughter is playing Dorothy. Sold already. The Scarecrow is played by Mickey Rooney. The Tin Man is played by Danny Thomas. The Cowardly Lion is played by Milton Berle. Jack Pumpkinhead, I don't even know who the fuck that is played by Paul Lynde. Charles Pinto Woodenhead is played by Herschel Bernardi. The Wicked Witch, are you ready for this shit? Is played by Ethel Merman. Toto is played by Don Messick, who did a lot of Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Glinda the Good Witch is played by Rise Stevens. She did Carmen. She's an old opera actress thing. Auntie M is played by Margaret Hamilton, the original Wicked Witch in the original movie. Uncle Henry is played by Paul Ford. Paul Ford was, I can't remember what he's done. The Signpost is played by Jack E. Leonard. Amos, Auntie M, and Uncle Henry's farm workers were played by Larry Storch. And Mombi's Crow was played by the great Mel Blanc. How can you beat that? You can't. And after this, I have to watch I gotta watch this whole thing. I don't know what I'm doing. RJ Sepper said John Mulaney has a great anecdote about Patrick Stewart hosting Saturday Night Live where he introduces salt and pepper. I remember that. Mia said, did you answer your cheat meal for today? No, I have some ice cream and I don't know what else. Chronic said, you have to have a heart for it to break. Harley Cameron fucking figured out how to give money and said, do the request. And I fucking hate this. So this is her doing an impression of me. And then I get excited and I pinch my nipples. It's fucking not nice. Hello. I'm RJ City. Welcome you to me. Welcome to my show where I have coffee and things of that nature. Sylvia. Okay. And we're talking about a lot of things. A lot of things going on, and there's going to be so much happening. There's coffee, there's underwear, and maybe there'll be requests. Who knows how many requests? I don't want to do this. Welcome to the show. We're gonna have a nice time, and we're gonna have some coffee. And you fucking happy now? You're a piece of shit. Nell said Harley doesn't. I'd be shouting. We can shout anything, any number of things from the rooftop. Leo said, Harley, does Dennis Quaid make you help him send emails to his agent because he forgot his email's password and Gmail sent him a text, but it is to his old phone number? I can't wait to explain to Harley who Dennis Quaid is. Mass Andy said, Mickey Rooney, the biggest star in the world. Mia said, did anyone eat Wingstop yesterday? No. Rob said, for the record, she shouts nothing from rooftops about me. No one should be shouting from rooftops. Should all stop it. SM, you got your request in, but too late. A goldenrod request. It was a tribute to not do Harley's request. And I really, really wish I did. It led us down a road that was kind of stupid. Jesus Christ. SM said, that's not true, Rob. If I tell you to shut up all the time in the loud voice. Leo said, I heard that Fluffy guy is doing stand-up for the Box Park Wembley event. Huge if true. It's actually me, Leo, and Ainsley Harriott will be opening up the show. Mia said, I want wings, but I had a free sandwich from Jersey Mike's. Nell said, free food is the tastiest. Mia said, where is Sylvia? She's curled up on the couch. She is dead asleep, and I will not be bothering her. Nell said, I wouldn't ever gif you pinching your nipples. Don't worry, unless the group chat requested it privately. Well, I've already done it live. It's, I've got no shame left. And now I've got shit in my eye from my nipples. James said, you sound like Stewie Griffin in that bit. Stewie Griffin, the voice is taken from, I can't remember his name. There's a wonderful, I can't remember his fucking name. Leo said 60-second scene, Harley coming home, but Dennis Quaid has fallen asleep and left a sandwich toaster on burning. Hello everyone, I'm Harley Cameron. Isn't this fun? And I'm going to make you do requests and do weird pinch your nipples and feed a cat with your nipples or nipple related requests for the day. Everything's set. Everything's set here. Yes, everything's very good. Yes, I think it's very good. I think we're all going to have an excellent time. So, hello. Yes, sounds good. Goodbye. Oh, yes, everything's loud. But I also sing. And I've got a puppet named Earl. And he says, I say nice things. And then at the end, He says dirty things. And we do that for about 30 minutes. And I wrestle and I have fun. And everyone watched me wrestle and go, I didn't know she was good. And I don't know why I don't look good. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Yeah. What's burning? Am I having a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Oh no, the toaster's on. And scene. Hope you like that one. Thanks, Leo. Neil said, what's with the eye rub? Anxiety or they irritate? They're irritated. I don't know what happened. I got something in my eye here. I don't know what's going on. Leo said, Ainsley doing wrestling themed recipes live at Box Park. And what's the other guy? Lenny Henry? Does that work for you? Rex Harrington. Thank you. Rex Harrington from My Fair Lady. Sean said, oh, I'm throwing my radio in frustration that he hasn't read my message yet. Thank you. I'm so sorry, but thank you. So far behind. Major FOMO said 60-second scene where you played Orson Welles as a booking agent for a match between Harley Cameron and Abaddon. Listen to me. We're not doing this for a very long time. We're going to keep it very short. You come out and you're the scary one, you see. And you frighten them? Yes. Oh, I got to get into it. Yes. You frighten them. And you're scared and the audience is petrified. And you, on the other hand, are the endearing yet overbearing one. It's important that you work on being endearing. You've got the second part nailed down. And you will be scared of you, and you will not find her endearing. Does that make any sense? And we're going to start the match with a tracking shot. We're going to start from the mezzanine, and we're going to swoop down. Yes, it's going to be excellent. So you would hold for 30 to 40 minutes so we can get this shot, and then we will begin. I don't care that we're over budget. This is my show. It's happening in the afternoon, and it is a matinee hen. End scene. Nell said, is Harley a little squirrel? What's with the squirrel hand? She's got squirrel hand. Mia said, was that dog having a stroke? Liam said, great impression, but not annoying enough to be Harley. Messani said it was Rex Harrison. Rob said, I love Lenny Henry. Leo says she's just waiting for Dennis to die so she can get that Dennis money. And also, Leo, it'll be me, Ainsley Harriott, Lenny Henry, and Josie Lawrence, with special appearance by Tony Slattery. Best of the best. Harley said, I think you're obsessed with me. Oh, you. And that's why I comment on your stream about your nipples. James said, do you have pink eye, RJ? Did someone pass gas on your pillow? I don't know what the fuck it was. I'm fine now. Okay. Human Adventure said, if you were to wrestle Bronson, what theme song are you suggesting for him? Well, the Beverly Hills Cop theme would be a good song. You know, it is also a good song. It's the theme from Flash, which is just like the theme from Beverly Hills Cop, but not as good. Miss Andy said, I just learned of an SCTV version of Fantasy Island with John Candy as Tattoo and Eugene Levy as Ricardo Montalban. And they did it. They just shrunk him down to size. It was all green screen when they did Tattoo like that. Nell said, pink eye is such a weird American thing. I remember being mentioned in movies, and I moved here and realized it's actually a weird thing. Never had it, thank goodness. Weird. It's because Americans are filthy. Vanessa said, if you had to get a tattoo, what would it be of? I don't want one. I've thought about it, and I don't want one. I'm unhappy. I'll put on clothes, and 5 minutes later, I'll hate every single thing I'm wearing. I could not imagine getting a tattoo and being stuck with it. I don't. It's a mental block for me. Commitment issues. No, there's nothing I want. There's nothing I want to look at. If I can get it where I don't have to see it and no one else has to see it, that's the tattoo I'm interested in. So I go, why get one at all? There's not one single thing I would want on my person. Leo said, do you think Mel Gibson has aged like shit? No, considering everything, the universe should have made him look a lot worse. Leo said, where is Clive Anderson? Leo said, I got a good seat at Wembley. Got to get me on camera. Who knows if I'll be roaming the floor again. Maureen said, can you have Toa Leona on Hey? I have. You need to go back and watch it. I had him and the whole embassy. Human Adventure said Orson Welles, the voice of Unicron in Transformers, took him one day to film, which is not his last movie anymore, since Netflix released The Other Side of My Wind. If there's anyone who knows something about wind. Nail said, I think we're being a bit too mean to Harley. I'm sure she doesn't care, but maybe just leave it to RJ and SM to sass her. We don't want to be that kind of cult. Oh, fuck her, Nails. SM said, I'm curious about which trading cards you're actually keeping now that you've gone through the whole box. I've yet to, so if you can look on my YouTube, I opened the last pack of the last trading cards this week, and it broke my fucking brain. And I haven't thrown them out yet. I really, really should, but I have not. Mia said, I need to press my coffee. You're not going to believe this. I already did by accident, and maybe that's why I didn't do it yet. But let me get a little bit of this going. SM said, I feel like the designated bully now. Fine by me. Maureen said he was so nice with his cousins on Friday. Who the fuck are we talking about? Nomic said Will Ferrell does a comedy series, Spoils of Babylon, where the director character is clearly Orson-based. Well, I have to watch this now. Leo said, knowing my luck, that man from work with the strange Giselle Shaw tattoo will have a seat next to me at All In. Where does he have it, and what is it of exactly? I just have some questions. Maureen said, Tao Lona. You mean Toa Leona? Is that who you're talking about, Maureen? Because I've had him on the show before. Vanessa said, how about a nice picture for Christine when she watches this back? What? What are we talking about? The woman's in Rome. Let her, it's better than this. Let her enjoy herself. Leo said, there was this asshole at school when I was a teen who was in charge of the photocopier, sat in front of me at my first concert I went to at Wembley Park, and you've never forgotten it. It's really bothered you. Maureen said, yes, he was nice. Niece picture. Oh, my God. All right. Picture of the niece. That's not the niece. Let me see. It really has not been a lot. Oh, okay. Here she is driving a boat. That's a good one. Sitting in her father's lap, pretending to drive a boat. Really. Is there another one? It's got to be another one. Here she is painting. Here she is painting. And there's one of her and Sylvia somewhere here. Let me get it. Wow, this is adorable. Here's her and Sylvia. We all happy now? Matt Sandy said, are they asking for Tia Leone to be on Hey? I think she was on too. Nomic said it has an over-the-top crazy cast, including Haley Joel Osment. What are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about Spoils of Babylon. I see now. Nail said, I like when we do nice things for Christine. Human Adventure said, wasn't Tia Leone on Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Place? Was she? She was in, oh no, I'm thinking of Diane Lane. Leo said, Wembley Arena is like 12,000 capacity, and his seat was in front of mine. That's the universe. Liam said, where do you stand? Press or don't press your French press? There's a debate online. That makes no sense. It has to be press or else you can't make it. It's a French press. You have to press. Marine said, he's a big smo man. Yeah. Toa Leona. He's been on the show. Leo said, old cast are so cute. Human Adventure said, oh no, that was Trailer Howard, not Tia Leone on Two Guys. Mia said, yes, we are happy. That's adorable. Nail said, niece and Sylvia. Christine will be so happy. I'll clip this and send it to her. Thanks, Vanessa. She can just watch the show in her own fucking time. Leo said, can Harley bring Dennis Quaid to Box Park? We'll buy a ticket if so. Who can we get? I put out feelers to Mel C. I think we could get Sporty Spice, if anyone knows it. David Arquette, with 5 minutes left to go, said, I'm sorry I'm so late, but I love you all. Chronic tardy love bomber David Arquette, who, of course, has a movie out with A. Jonas called The Good Half. He was very controversial on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and it's bozo time, all the time, as far as I'm concerned. These bozos all over the place. There's gatherings happening, and support them. Did the baby shower happen? Did the free public baby shower happen? Did I fucking miss that? I must have missed that. Well, what are you going to do? I was actually just excuse me, David said happy International Clown Week. Because I'll tell you something about these clowns. They're too, nationalism in the clown community is not going to stand. It's about international. Italian clowns, German clowns, clowns from Wales, clowns from Bosnia. They're all celebrating this week. So put on your nose, take off your shoes, and have a good time. David said the baby shower did happen. Red Dog said it was the actress from Monk. She played Natalie. I think she also played Jim Carrey's ex in Me, Myself, and Irene. Oh, yes. Liam said some people say you should just press down to the top of the coffee, not all the way down to the bottom of the carafe. Those people are fucking idiots. You got to press to the bottom or else you get all the shit in your coffee. Everyone's using the appropriate David emoji. Kevin said even mimes. It's a good question, David. Are we counting mimes in the clown community? David said there's a clown cult that erupted in Brooklyn, but it seems druggy. Well, so does most of Brooklyn. And I would blame the Brooklyn part of that more than the clown part of that. I also don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. You've already got the nose and the makeup on. Let loose a little. Neil said, happy International Clown Week to you too, David. They needed a whole week. Could have just been a day. Well, we have Red Nose Day, I guess. Leo said, when I used to get Raw SmackDown magazine as a child, it was full of U.S. ads for Taco Bell, Mountain Dew, and YJ Stinger. And also NO Explode and Lugs and JVC Kaboom Box. Shit. And anti-smoking ads. Nomic said, laughter is the international language. I don't think that's true. David said, yes, mimes are clowns coming from Commedia dell'arte. Well, there you have it, Kevin Featherstone. Mimes are officially in the clown community. Neil said, America has Red Nose Day? Not really, but we're familiar with it. David said, that was a clown lie. So maybe the jury's out. Ask the mimes. Human Advantage said, just saw an old Taco Bell commercial that advertised a double-decker taco for 69 cents. Those were the days. Can't do that anymore. Can't say that anymore. Can't even go to Taco Bell anymore. I had Taco Bell once and I hated it. Mia said, have a great week, everyone. I start my new shift tomorrow. I'm so happy. Leo said, and that clothing brand John Cena got his clothes from, Junko? There was Echo, but then there was also Exco, the knockoff brand. Leo said, Mitchell and Ness. David said, have you ever had Nail said, have you ever had a clown at your birthday party, RJ? No, but I did have a wonderful magician when I was a child at my grandmother's house in Queens. His name was Tony Correo, and he was an old man, and he came into the living room, and he did magic, and I still have pictures from it. And I remember the guy's fucking name, and she invited all the neighborhood kids to come watch the magic show. It was a different time. David said, I've tried to find out, but mimes don't speak, so it's hard to get an answer. That's what I just implied. But David decided to drive the point home. Because there's one thing, if you know about David, is that nuance does not exist on his planet. Messi said, what area of Queens was your grandmother in? She was in Jamaica, Richmond Hill, which is very ironic. Yeah. Beyond that, I was so young. She moved when I was 12, 10 maybe. 12. Leo said, I remember when Raw and SmackDown magazine rebranded as WWE magazine and tried to be loaded for HFM, and it sucked. James said, you know who I met, Leo, multiple times now? Keith Elliott Greenberg, noted old WWF magazine writer. It's hilarious. It's just funny. It's like, oh my God, you're real. Anyway, stop what you're doing after this shit and go watch the latest AEW with Rocky Romero. Go like it, go watch it, go comment, go share it, go tell him that you love him. Go tell AW that you love him and the video and the whole thing. Let's get a final look at these purple skull things. They're weird. They're long. They're not my favorite fit. Nevertheless, well, Godspeed.